Social media nowadays has almost become an indispensable component of companies' marketing communication mix as a result of its high penetration in many countries. For big companies, social media provides a platform to reach a high number of consumers or fans and to foster brand communities. For small companies, social media provides the possibility of reaching target consumers and creating niche community in a cost-effective way. Although there is virtually no entry barrier to start a page on any social media platforms, take a moment before you start. Social media platforms are largely different in terms of audience demographics, type of content, and social mechanism. For example, among some of the most popular social networks, more than a quarter of Facebook users is more than 45 years old. About half of the users of Twitter and YouTube are below 35 years old, and about 3/4 of Instagram users are below 35 years old. Although there is no restriction, the general content environment influences the activities and expectations of social media users. Facebook users mostly consume content posted by their social connections for pastime. Twitter users are more inclined to discuss more serious issues and current events. Instagram is popular for contents driven by visual effects such as travel, fashion, food, and so on. YouTube content demonstrates multidimensional, more complex experiences. Social mechanism refers to how social network users discover contents in specific social networks. Facebook users discover contents mostly from their social connections, while Twitter and Instagram users could also discover contents from non-contacts through features such as hashtagging. YouTube users discover contents mostly from searching and the interests they have shown before. In addition, advertising is the common way to let users discover new contents for all social media platforms. Identify the social media platform that is the most suitable for your business, then set up a business page which offers features needed for a company to promote the page and the business, then start sharing content. It is relatively easy to produce communication contents for social media than screen-worthy contents. Social media contents are much more than simple product promotion. They often look spontaneous and authentic, which is one of the main reasons that consumers appreciate social media communication. However, the production of social media contents is hardly random inspiration. It actually takes careful planning to create successful contents. A social media page needs to have an identity. The identity is established by sending consistent and precise message through different stories. It is also established by how the message is sent. For example, images of similar style, which could reinforce the page's impression on social media users. Social media communication has to be broken into bite-sized, easy-to-digest pieces. When browsing social media, the users are rarely in the mood for reading long articles about complex topics. Each post should carry a message that can be understood with a quick look. The message should also be creative and catchy, especially for complex and serious topics, in order to effectively capture their attention and interest. Although each post should be simple enough, social media communication should be constant. Social media activity level could range from a few times a week to a few times a day, depending on the specific social media platform and the need of the business. It needs to be balanced to keep the users engaged and not to exhaust them with excessive repetition. In order to do so, companies need to plan social media communication contents with a long-term vision. Themes and topics should be identified in advance to ensure that the contents are consistent to build the identity, but there is also adequate variance to keep it fresh. These themes and topics should be interesting and of true value to the potential customers. An editorial calendar should be planned. In long term, social media content should be planned to support important occasions for the company, such as product launch, sales, relevant holidays, and so on. In short term, contents can be planned to daily basis to ensure important messages are sent. Besides content creation and sharing, another critical social media marketing activity is acquiring followers. Good content is not enough to actually acquire followers, And inviting friends to like the page is hardly enough. It has to take more initiatives. First of all, small companies could encourage their customers to follow the social media pages. Second of all, advertising is still a more effective way in generating awareness and reaching out to new customers. In social media advertising, the pages can target users of certain age or gender, living in certain area, showing certain interests, using certain device, and so on. Similar to search engine advertising, social media advertising also allows the companies to pay for the clicks that they get and control their spending by setting budgets. For social media platforms such as Instagram, the organic feature could be especially interesting for companies with low promotion budgets. For example, by strategically choosing hashtags and interacting with other profiles, Instagram posts could reach beyond a profile's current followers through the Explore feature. Finally, social media communications performance should be evaluated by online engagements, such as followers, the likes, comments, and shares, and the trends of these indicators. It should also be evaluated by business objectives, such as visits to websites, to store or to e-commerce sites, conversions, and repurchases. Companies should fine-tune their social media marketing activities according to the insights from performance evaluation.